And now we come to what's probably the most important step in getting your tennis elbow better. And that is retraining your tissues so that you can return to the activity that you want. Now, this is also the area where it helps to have that one-to-one interaction because everybody's activity is different. So I'm hoping in this short video to give you a better explanation as to how you retrain your elbow to get back to doing what you love, and that you can then apply that to the activities that you do and that are currently causing you pain to get you better. Now, you may be stuck in that rest, rehab cycle of pain. So people find when they're doing rest, when they've done the rehab exercises, the pain is gone. But as soon as they pick up that tennis racket, do a press up, get the garden shears out, that pain rears its ugly head. And that's because pain is a protective mechanism and your brain is still protecting the elbow. So people often go from that rest and rehab straight back to the activity that may have caused the issue or that aggravated the issue. And the body simply sends out that pain signal to protect it from happening again. Now, all's not lost. And this is the bit I find sad, is when people say, oh, well, I'll just have to give up tennis, give up golf, give up gardening. No, what you need to do is progressively expose your brain to that movement. So step one is finding what level of that activity can you do without pain. That may mean that you can play 10, 20 minutes of tennis and it's fine, but it's when you get into that second set that the pain starts to happen. Well, where you're at now is that 20 minutes of pain-free. And what you're going to do is stay in that pain-free zone, and every 10 to 14 days, increase that load, that duration, that intensity by 10 to 15%. It may sound like a slow approach, but suddenly in 2 or 3 months, you're back to doing what you want for the duration you want, with the weight you want, without pain. Now, another example might be lifting weights, okay? So let's start with an empty barbell. Can you lift weights without elbow pain? How much weight can you lift pain-free without elbow pain? It might be 50% of what you were lifting before that injury, but it's really important that you find that starting point. What can you do without pain? And again, every 10 to 14 days, you're going to increase that load by 10 to 15%. Now, don't be greedy. Be patient. It really does work. If you skip that step, what you get stuck in is this pain rest cycle. You do nothing, you're fine. Then you go and do your usual deadlift workout and you're back in pain. But if you progressively increase that load and intensity, trust me, that pain will go and you will be able to return to those activities without pain. I'm going to share with you one example here. It's a press up. It's one I see quite commonly in CrossFit, which I love, and where people will get elbow pain, tennis elbow pain. And actually, post rehab and post rest, you can get back to doing those press ups without pain.
Let's start with a wall push-up. We want to find where you can keep your feet from the wall and perform a press up, elbows in, without pain. It may be that you're standing straight a foot from the wall and then over time progressing to bring your feet further away from the wall, therefore adding more load into your arms and therefore your elbow. So this is a great way to find where you're at pain-free if you can't perform any press-ups or any variation of a press-up on the floor. Again, if your goal was to be able to do 25 push-ups, it may be that your set and rep range is to aim for 2 to 3 sets of 25 press-ups. But if you can't do that pain-free, even against the wall, start where you can achieve and build towards that 25. Next, once we can do that, we progress to the floor. Here on my knees, so elbows in, good form, keep that core switched on. So we want to ensure we're keeping our form as close as possible to a full push-up. As you can see here, I am loading into my forearms, keeping the core straight and pushing up. Again, working towards whatever your goal is. So my example here, 25. I want to be able to do 25 pain-free. Once I can do that, 7 to 10 days later, progressing to a hand release push-up. Okay, so here coming down into that full push-up position, lifting hands off the floor and then pushing up. Lift and push up. And it may be that you can do smaller sets of this exercise, but start where you're at. Our next progression is to a wide leg push-up. Again, this can help take some of the load off the arms and elbow. Working towards our goal, 25 pain-free, and once we can do that without pain, we move towards that full push-up. Again, you may only be able to do a couple, but we're going to work towards 25 pain-free. So whatever the activity is you're trying to return to, find your pain-free regression. Get creative. Vary the time, the load, or the intensity to find what you can do within your pain-free ranges. Every 7 to 10 days, progress that activity. Add an extra 5 minutes, add extra load, change your foot position, whatever it may be to make it more challenging. We've got to keep moving forward. But if your step forward hurts, rein it back in a little. It's about edging closer and closer towards your goal, and you will get there.